It's a pleasure to be with you all and my dear fellow Inner Wheel members, because to me, we're all equal and members of our wonderful organisation. Whenever I'm asked to speak to Inner Wheel members about leadership and taking office in their club or district, I already know that half of my work has been done. By becoming a member of Inner Wheel, you have already shown that you are a leader in your community and that you are willing to use your particular skills and experiences to help others less fortunate than yourself. It is in your club that you soon remember the old quotation, "Alone you can do so little, but together you can achieve so much." This is why I chose "Together We Can" as my presidential theme. I wanted to encourage Inner Wheel members around the world to work together in their clubs and in their districts, so that, like you, we could maximize the effect of our projects in making dreams come true. It is in your Inner Wheel clubs and districts that you soon realize that together you can put all your individual skills and experiences to best use by forming a team. Having built this team, you now have to make the best use of it. You have to have leaders and be able to delegate responsibilities where each member can use their individual skills. But even these leaders, or office holders, as they are normally called, need help and training to ensure a happy and efficient club. Being asked to take office should not be frightening. It is an opportunity to once again use your skills and experience on a different level, not just in your club, but at district, national, or even international level. The best way to understand international Inner Wheel is to think of it as a tree. The roots are international Inner Wheel, with service and friendship in 103 countries. The trunk being our districts, strong and supporting each other around the world. The branches spreading out from the trunk are our clubs, reaching out to our communities near and far. Now, to give this Inner Wheel tree life, it needs leaves. The 110,000 leaves that give the colour and life to the tree are you, our Inner Wheel members. Like every leaf on a tree, each Inner Wheel member is an individual, each with their own identity, but by supporting each other and working together, we can grow and flourish. Together, we have to nurture it, inspire it, and love it. We have to give it new life for tomorrow and the future. The best way to do this is to travel along the tree holding office, being part of a team to help others to make the most of their membership and to maximize our efforts in our projects, where we do the impossible to make things possible. If you look at the road sign, you will see ideas. We have to have ideas. What are we going to do and how to make these ideas work? Plans. We have to make plans. Exactly what are we trying to achieve? Organize. We have to organize ourselves in a business-like manner. As a team, you turn your ideas into plans and organize your business so that teamwork and success go together. In doing this, look at these words: innovation, success, evaluation, development, growth, solution, progress, marketing. Teamwork holds everything together. And together is the way forward. You cannot be a leader if you work on your own. You have to be part of a team. working together, playing together, enjoying company together. We are all leaders. Being a leader is being passionate about what you do, having confidence in yourself and your fellow members, motivating and inspiring each other. Leaders have to focus on knowing where they are going and be passionate in what they are doing. They must respect one another and lead by example. Good leaders do not leave people behind. They inspire others to strive forward together as a team. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are a leader. Let us continue to prove that Inner Wheel members are leaders and women of action by combining our energies in Inner Wheel, so that together we can make the world a safer and better place for all to live. It was when I had the opportunity to travel around the world that I saw the tremendous benefits of this teamwork and the joy and satisfaction that members had in serving Inner Wheel at all levels. Whether I was out in deprived areas, handing over toilets and washrooms to orphanages, or dressed up on stage at conferences, I was able to feel and see the enthusiasm and satisfaction that resulted from teamwork and planning. And now, if I can just show you a few of the projects and the members that I met along my 8 months of my presidency, as the last 4 months was on Zoom. I started off not long after being presented with my chain. I chartered a club in Spain, the Club of Vigo, and there was members there from their link club in Andorra, from FAMAT, and they'd already started projects before they were chartered. And they were very well, go ahead, and they are going to be at convention next week. My next trip was to the USA. Now, again, very warm, a small country, not many members, but their enthusiasm, and they have a wonderful foundation committee. And this young lad on my right, he was Pedro Pimenta from Brazil. He lost his 4 limbs with meningitis. Now, through Inner Wheel's foundation, they provided him with his 4 artificial limbs, and they gave him a life. He is now married and he has 1 young son. And if you ever want a motivational speaker, just ask Pedro. He is wonderful. And of course, I was able to present Suzanne Robinson with a Margaret Golding Award. My next visit was to the European Rally. Now, the European Rally is held 17 countries, or just for national representatives for their training. It's a 2-day seminar. Deputies sometimes turn up, but it's mainly for national representatives. The next one was the European Rally. Now, this was the first European Rally in Rotterdam. It was decided to stop holding the 3 other conferences that they hold every year and go in for this European Rally and make it bigger and better. And in 3 years' time, it will be in Berlin. Again, it was a chance. We were on a boat the first evening. It gave me a chance to go around and talk to every member because they couldn't get away from me. And on the final evening, we had a wonderful evening in a cathedral, and the enthusiasm in that cathedral was fantastic. But it just shows Inner Wheel has no borders. My next trip was chartering another club in Croatia, Split Parimala. And again, they had already started projects, and it gave me an opportunity to meet a United Nations from Split, nothing to do with Inner Wheel United Nations, but she was in their community representing the United Nations
Oceanology.
and saving the oceans. And I had 2 bodyguards, and they did threaten to take me away, but they left me to come back to my next trip. This is just local now to all my district chairman of the year I was president. We have a reunion every year, and but we had to cancel our meeting last year as everything else has been cancelled. But we hope to have one this year if we're allowed to travel and meet in hotels. But several of the hotels that they'd organised have already closed. And we met near Brands Hatch, and just for those, I can ride a motorbike as well as driving a tractor. Back to visits to countries, this was Bulgaria. And in Bulgaria, you're always welcomed with bread and salt. Again, the school library, I challenged the children because they were so keen to read, and it was a rotating library. And I challenged the children that if they read a number of books, I would go and present them with certificates at the end of the year. But of course, I couldn't attend to present them in person, but I did send them. But every child read the required number of books and received a certificate. They are so pleased to be able to have books to read. And it's wonderful to see these children young and keen. And again, there were so many new members that I inducted in Bulgaria, the same as in your District 330 and 331. You were having so many new members. It's wonderful. And there's a rose garden in the middle, but of course it was in the winter, so you can't see the rose trees. But the plaque is there to show you. My next trip was to India, and of course you have to go to the Taj Mahal and have your photograph taken. The first conference I attended was to a transgender conference, and they had a beauty queen contest, and because present the prize, and I mean they were absolutely beautiful ladies. The photo on the bottom is the mass wedding. They organize a mass wedding every year for between 30 and 40 couples, and the couple in the center are a blind couple. Now, Inner Wheel provides the wedding outfits and all food and utensils to start their married life together. And it's wonderful to see them all. But the only problem was that day it rained, so we got very wet. But the pleasure in seeing those couples receive to start their married life together was wonderful. This was another District 303 conference. Again, I had the chance to dress up and dance so many different times, and I still can't tie a sari, but I hope to learn next week again at the convention. They had a street parade where I was fortunate if I was in the carriage, but all the members had to walk, and advertising Inner Wheel, and the whole area are so keen to support Inner Wheel. It's wonderful to see. India again, this was a district where they had the first Inner Wheel club that charted it. They were 65 years old because they were younger than us. GB and I are the oldest. You know, we're celebrating 90 years birthdays, but the first one were there was 65. And talk about dressing up. This young lady in the middle, it takes her hours to put her makeup and all her clothes on. She asked me if I wanted to dress like that, and I said no, I think a sari's far enough. I didn't fancy the 3 or 4 hours being made up and then another 3 or 4 hours taking it all off. But it was wonderful to see them. There you are. Not just one of me, 6 of me. This was in District 315. And I went to this district straight after the tsunami, where we presented fishing boats and fishing nets, where they had the tsunami And so it was lovely to go back and see this district again. And there were many interviews, television, radio, and the one on the top right is where we presented sewing machines. It was a workshop. We presented the material and fabric to children, orphans again. It's wonderful to see what they do and how they present and what they present to clubs. Now, if you want to get ahead, you have an elephant and every member dressed in identical saris. It was wonderful to see, and of course, by the number of members at the meeting, it got the television there and the elephant. They didn't get me riding the elephant, but Mant, the association president, did. But the support they got through the all wearing identical clothes was wonderful. And this was another conference, and again, disadvantaged children singing and dancing, and just to talk to them. And if you get down on their level, it's wonderful. They just come alive, and they presented them with a school and a workshop. Again, it was a happy school. Then from India to Sri Lanka. The young lad here, he won a competition, a national competition, a music competition, and I presented him with a guitar. I was on television again, and we went to a temple.
Singing in the rain.
And we did sing in the rain. We didn't dance in the rain, we sang in the rain. And returning home just before Christmas, Paul's Rotary Club presented me with a Paul Harris Fellowship. The last event before Christmas was chartering another club in Spain, the club of Campoamor near Alicante. There are now 3 clubs in Spain, so Spain is growing, and hopefully they will keep growing. There is another one in the pipeline, so hopefully be able to get a national governing body going soon. And they had members, well, you can see Corrine, and Bambi was their non-districted board director. She was in charge of them. And Karen was the one from the Vigo club. And that was a wonderful Christmas, just before Christmas. And then first after Christmas was visit to Turkey. Birthday cakes again. They presented a library and a gymnasium and a schoolroom. And again, the girls on the top, they twinned with the local clubs and Egypt. And again, friendship across borders. And this was a 94-year-old that serenaded me, and he was singing to me and included me in his song. The only man I've ever had sing to me. Of course, you know where this is, where I was invited to celebrate in a Will Day. Yes, wonderful. And we had wonderful members, the welcome throughout. There's Padmini. And that forest, and I hope all the trees and plants we planted are growing. I'll have to come back and check one day. We went to Taiping and Margaret Golding there. But no, it's wonderful. There we are again at another school. I expect you all remember. Again, we presented clothes, books.
One hell of a jamboree.
Another jamboree. And of course, another very special privilege, presenting Pearl with her Margaret Golding Award. Well-deserved award. The next trip was to Italy, I was supposed to be going to other districts in Italy, but of course had to be stopped because of the pandemic. More cakes, more cakes. And this was a town that was being built and supported by Inner Wheel. And it was a museum of art. But again, Inner Wheel members were involved in so many different activities. Again, we gave television interviews. And the last trip before lockdown was to the Philippines. Again, they're very good at advertising. And the girl from the Upskills Foundation is a local girl to me here in Gloucestershire. And she is coming to give my club a talk at the beginning of September because she wants to raise money to develop the area where she has the Upskills Foundation. She wants us to collect Wellingtons and sewing machines to take back to them to make a living with the sewing machines, and Wellingtons to provide the children for nice, healthy footwear. But this was a wonderful celebration. They're all dressed in identical colours. And then we come back to a life of Zoom and the leadership. Now, what we have to do, we have to get involved, join a team, take office, become a leader, and involve everyone. Don't leave anyone on the sidelines, but have fun and always be inspirational and innovative. Just enjoy Inner Wheel, because this is what it's all about: being together, taking office and moving forward, and just involve everyone. Give all the newcomers a chance to be involved in the office holding. But thank you very much, and I wish you all the best for your future.